All power to the people. I said the P is the power that aims for action, that E and D because now it's time to get it done. See, the H is for heart and the E for effect. The all from organic, the N for reflect. Who am I, Panther? Who am I, Panther? What I got soul. What I got love. What I got pride. What I wanna be free. Reach your hands in the head. Be my nation. Who am I, Panther?
Hey, I apologize to everybody for showing up late. A friend of ours passed away a few days ago, and they were having something for him, so we just had to show up for a few minutes, show our face, and leave. I ain't think we are gonna. I thought I was gonna make it here on time, but my apologies, and we're gonna get straight to it. We're not gonna waste time. Let me see how to take this down. Um, yeah, you need. I want to take this down over here.
Want to take what?
This.
Move it up. See if we can drag it over here. Wherever you want.
Welcome to the Bobby Hunt Political Education course. Today we're talking about the Mass Line and Fred Hampton's speech, Power Anywhere There's People. Yo, this is week 4. Yo, please take notes, man. Please take notes and pay attention. I'm about to jump right into it. Do I gotta read this? Yeah. Welcome to the Bobby Hunt Political Education course. Each week, students will be assigned readings and videos to study, and will convene once a week to discuss the material, interpret and break down the core concepts, questions, and answers, and to prepare for next week's study material. Remember that taking notes can be really beneficial, even audio ones, and don't be afraid to ask for help. We are all in this together. Each week, you're encouraged to bring the following: quotes from the material, questions you have, your interpretation of the material, core concept, revolutionary spirit. The first duty of a revolutionary is to be educated. To be a Panther, we must understand our history, our political line, strategies to overthrow our oppressors. Upon completion of the political education program, graduates will become members of the UPM, receive recognition, and be encouraged to begin organizing in their local communities. Comrades, our study this week will focus on the concepts of the mass line, as well as Fred Hampton's speech, Power Anywhere There's People. What is the mass line? The mass line is the methodology that encompasses philosophy, strategy, tactics, leadership, and organization. It can be utilized as a tactic both in military matters and in organizing the masses. That sounds really complicated, but in reality, the mass line is remarkably simple theoretically and very complex in action. We organize mass movements to create more favorable conditions for socialist revolution. You'll remember that. Let me go back again on that. We organize mass movements to create more favorable conditions for socialist revolution. Everything does not happen organically. There's too much noise over here. Everything does not happen organically because that noise is feeding into the audio. Like everybody don't just wake up 1 minute, just wake up one day and they all decide we're all going to do this, we're all going to build institutions, it doesn't work that way. It must be organized. It must be, there has to be steps, there has to be foundations laid down for somebody else to come in and take that mantle and run with it. And really, I believe as a left, as whatever people want to qualify us to be, other than that are not reactionary, we have never built these institutions that will propel whoever's ready to take over to take the mantle. But how revolutionaries organize people is very important. There are many methods for organizing people, such as Alinskyism, which push people to fight for small reforms, but ultimately never challenge the logic of capitalism, imperialism. Yeah, like voting for any politician. I mean, you're working for reform. So everybody's complaining about unemployment. I mean, the minimum wage. Everybody's complaining the minimum wage is $7. So they move the minimum wage up to $15 and then move the prices of everything up. So it's like it's reforms, but nothing really ever changes. Where was I? Many of the world's revolutionaries use a method called the mass line, which was developed by Mao Zedong, but has been principle of the communist movement since Karl Marx. The basic orientation of the mass line is that, as Mao said, the people and the people alone are the motive force in the making of world history. I should have used that this morning when I posted that video of Barry reading the Black Panther book. This is more than a statement. It's an outlook, meaning that as revolutionary, we draw. I gotta move this. I already moved it. We draw. Where was I at? We draw upon the experience of people and aid them in liberating themselves. Let me read that again. This is more than a statement. It's an outlook, meaning that as revolutionaries, meaning we change revolutionaries to bring about change, we draw upon experience of people and aid them in liberating themselves. You can't liberate nobody. They have to liberate themselves. The mass line is not only a tactic applied to mass movements, it's also an important tool for revolutionaries to prepare the minds of the masses for the revolutionary transformation of society. We learn from experience, both directly and indirectly, and the way we do this is by summing up what we have learned. This happened by writing a description of what happened, what the group did, etc., as well as the good points about the experience and the improvements that will be needed. And finally, an overall assessment. In the course of the struggle, we help people sum up their experiences. This is important for many reasons. If we don't help the masses sum things up, the enemy will. Secondly, this summation must be the summation must extract things that advance the struggle forward and separate things that didn't. This is all with the goal of building class consciousness and contributing to over more militant and revolutionary struggles. Leadership is again needed here. It doesn't mean we do the actual work of summation for the masses themselves, but rather we assist them. Summation must be collective, not just based on opinions of the advance of any given moment. The mass line is a strategic Marxist method for building an organic relationship between masses of people, organized in different forces among the disorganized, and the leadership of a revolutionary organization fighting for revolution. That means, above all else, capturing the imagination of the masses for a remarkably better world free of oppression. Understanding how oppression works is important step in ending it. If you don't, like, if you can't diagnose what's going on, like, you will never fix it. Like, that's one of the worst things you could do in the medical field, the wrong diagnosis. So you taking pills, doing all of this stuff, and you're trying to cure the wrong thing. Our work must point towards socialist revolution, towards overturning our common oppressor, and working to build a new socialist world out of the ashes of the old. The mass line is an integral tool in that process. We already at Fred Hampton already?
Yeah. I take videos out there.
Oh, so you about to put it on? So this class gonna be quick, huh?
Yes, it is.
Nah, but hold on before you put it on. Let me see. Yo, does anybody want to talk about the mass line? Does anybody want to have a discussion about it? Is there anything that you don't get, anything that you don't understand? Because I think Power Anywhere That's People is about 20 minutes long, and I'm gonna try not to stop it that much. I mean, huh?
You should to explain.
I should stop to explain. Yeah, but I'm gonna try not to stop it that much. I mean, but yes, all right. So I'm about to put it on. This class is gonna be quick, man.
Stop share.
Stop share.
And then go to share.
Go to share.
Where is it?
Right here.
Click on that for sound. Share. And then you can press play. Click on. Or anywhere. Fred Hampton. Power anywhere where there's people. Power anywhere where there's people. Power anywhere where there's people. Let me give you an example of teaching people. Basically, the way they learn is observation and participation. You know, a lot of us go around and joke ourselves and believe that the masses have PhDs, but that's not true. And even if they did, it wouldn't make any difference. Because with some things, you have to learn by seeing it or either participating in it. And you know yourselves that there are people walking around your community today that have all types of degrees that should be at this meeting, but are not here, right? Because you can have as many degrees as a thermometer. If you don't have any practice, then you can't walk across the street and chew gum at the same time. Let me tell you about how Huey P. Newton, the leader, the organizer, the founder, the main man of the Black Panther Party went about it. The community had a problem out there in California. There was an intersection, a four-way intersection. A lot of people were getting killed, cars running over them. And so the people went down and redressed their grievances to the government. You've done it before. I know you people in the community have. And they came back and the pig said, no, you can't have any. Oh, they don't usually say you can't have it. They've gotten a little hipper than that now. That's what those degrees on the thermometer will get you. They tell you, okay, we'll deal with it. Why don't you come back next meeting and waste some time? And they get you wind up in an excursion of futility, and you be in a cycle of insaneness. And you be going back and going back and going back and going back so many times that you're already crazy. So they tell you, they say, okay, niggas, what you want? And then you jump up and you say, well, it's been so long, we don't know what we want. And then you walk out of the meeting and you're gone and they say, well, you niggas had your chance, didn't you? Let me tell you what Huey P. Newton did. Huey Newton.
Okay. I paused it.
Pig voice. Am I imitating the pig correctly?
Hey, Rodrigo.
No, they don't care for my pig voice.
All power to the people.
Hey, yo, she just made her voice deeper and she thinks she made an accent. All she did was make her voice deeper. Yo, Rodrigo, she sound like a pig to you? I know he gonna co-sign it anyway.
We went and got Bobby Seale, the chairman of the Black Panther Party, on a national level. Bobby Seale got his 9mm, that's a pistol. Huey P. Newton got his shotgun and got some stop signs and got a hammer. Went down to the intersection, gave his shotgun to Bobby, and Bobby had his 9mm. He said, you hold this shotgun. Anybody mess with us, blow their brains out. And he put those stop signs up. There were no more accidents and no more problem. Now, they had another situation. That's not that good, you see, because it's two people dealing with a problem, Huey Newton and Bobby Seale. No matter how bad they may be, cannot deal with the problem. But let me explain to you the real heroes are. Next time, there was a similar situation. Another four-way corner. Huey went and got Bobby, went and got his 9mm, got his shotgun, got his hammer, and got more stop signs. Placed those stop signs up, gave the shotgun to Bobby, told Bobby, if anybody mess with us while we're putting these stop signs up, protect the people and blow their brains out. What did the people do? They observed it again. They participated in it. Next time they had another four-way intersection, problems there. They had accidents and death. This time, the people in the community went and got their shotguns, got their hammers, and got their stop signs. Now, let me show you how we're going to try to do it in the Black Panther Party here. We just got back from the South Side. We went out there, we got to arguing with the pigs, or the pigs got to arguing, he said. Well, Chairman Fred, you supposed to be so bad. Why don't you go and shoot up some of those policemen? You always talking about you got your guns and you got this. Why don't you go shoot some of them? And I said, you've just broken a rule. As a matter of fact, even though you have on a uniform, it doesn't make me any difference. Because I don't care if you got on 9 uniforms and 100 badges. When you step outside of the realm of legality and into the realm of illegality, then I feel that you should be arrested. And I told him, you being what they call the law of entrapment. You tried to make me do something that was wrong. You encouraged me. You tried to incite me to shoot a pig. And that ain't cool, brother. You know the law, don't you? I told that pig, I told him, you got a gun, pig? I told him, you got to get your hands up against that wall. We're going to do what we call a citizen's arrest. This fool don't know what this is, I said. Now you be just as calm as you can and don't make too many quick moves because we don't want to have to hit you. And I told him like he always told us. I told him, well, I'm here to protect you. Don't worry about a thing. I'm here for your benefit. So I sent another brother to call the pigs. You got to do that in a citizen's arrest. He called the pigs. Here come the pigs with cabrins and shotguns walking out there. They came out there talking about how they're going to arrest Chairman Fred. And I said, no, fool. This is the man you got to arrest. He's the one that broke the law. And what did they do? They bugged their eyes and they couldn't stand it. You know what they did? They were so mad. They were so angry that they told me to leave. And what happened? All those people were out there on 63rd Street. And what did they do? They were around there laughing and talking with me while I was making the arrest. They looked at me while I was rapping and heard me while I was rapping. So the next time that the pig comes on 63rd Street, because of the thing that our Minister of Defense calls observation and participation, that pig might be arrested by anybody. So what did we do? We were out there educating the people. How did we educate them? Basically, the way people learn, by observation and participation. And that's what we're trying to do. That's what we got to do here in this community. And a lot of people don't understand. But there's 3 basic things that you got to do anytime you intend to have yourself a successful revolution. A lot of people get the word revolution mixed up and they think revolution is a bad word. Revolution is nothing but like having a sore on your body and then you put something on that sore to cure that infection. And I'm telling you that we're living in an infectious society right now. I'm telling you that we're living in a sick society. We're involved in a society that produces criminals, thieves, and robbers and rapers. Whenever you are in a society like that, that is a sick society. And anybody that endorses integrating into this sick society before it's cleaned up is a man who's committing a crime against the people. If you walk past a hospital room and see a sign that says contaminated, and then you try to lead people into that room, either those people are mighty dumb. You understand me? Because if they weren't, they tell you you are an unfair, unjust leader that does not have your followers' interests in mind. And what we're saying is simply that leaders have got to become. We've got to start making them accountable for what they do. They're going around talking about so-and-so's and Uncle Tom, so we're going to open up a cultural center and teach him what blackness is. And this nigga is more aware than you and me and Malcolm and Martin Luther King and everybody else put together. That's right. They're the ones that are most aware. They're most aware because they're the ones that are going to open up the center. They're going to tell you where the bones from Africa that you can't even pronounce the names. That's right. They'll be telling you about Shaka, the leader of the Bantu freedom fighters, and Jomo Kenyatta, those dingo dingas. They'll be running all of that down to you. They know about it all. But the point is, they do what they're doing because it is beneficial and it is profitable for them. We've got to face some facts that the masses are poor. The masses belong to what you call the lower class. And when I talk about masses, I'm talking about white masses. I'm talking about the black masses and the brown masses and yellow masses too. We've got to face the fact that some people say you fight fire best with fire, but we say you put fire out best with water. We say you don't fight racism with racism. We're going to fight racism with solidarity. We say you don't fight capitalism with no black capitalism. You fight capitalism with socialism. We ain't gonna fight no reactionary pigs who run up and down the street being reactionary. We're gonna organize and dedicate ourselves to revolutionary political power and teach ourselves the specific needs of resisting the power structure, arm ourselves, and we're gonna fight reactionary pigs with international proletarian revolution. That's what it has to be. The people have to have power. It belongs to the people. We have to understand very clearly there's a man in our community called a capitalist. Sometimes he's black and sometimes he's white. But that man has to be driven out of our community, because anybody who comes into the community to make profit off the people by exploiting them can be defined as a capitalist. And we don't care how many programs they have, how long a dashiki they have, because political power does not flow from the sleeve of a dashiki. Political power flows from the barrel of a gun. It flows from the barrel of a gun.
All power to the people. We started out with the mass line. If you just get here, we started out with the mass line. We explained what the mass line was, and now we're listening to Power Anywhere There's People, by Fred Hampton. And Fred Hampton started off by talking about practice. Like, you could have all the theories in the world, you could read all the books, you could know all of that theory. But if you do not apply it, you're jerking wreck. You're just wasting time. What does he mean by applying it? I say all the time, and this is our pride and joy. Our number one program is our after school program, where we get to work with the youth, we get to work with the children every single day. That's what we do. We work with the children, and in that space, we get to talk to them, we get to educate them, we get to help them mature and teach them how to be the people that we expect them to be. But this is a task that you can't just do like for an hour, for one day. It's something that has to be institutional. So that's why I say this is our pride and joy. So like, we don't just say the kids can't read in the city. What we do is we get those kids that they say are reading at a 5% proficiency, 6% doing math at a 6% proficiency. We bring them into the after school program, and then we find ways to get them to do the work without them feeling like we're pressuring them. So like, what we do basketball, we do boxing, we do football, we do whatever sport they want to play. Whatever they want to do, that's what we use to bring them in. We feed them and then we take them home. That's every day. So if, like, after 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, did their reading get better? Did you check to see if their reading get better? If their reading is getting better, then you know your theory is working. That's doing your own schools, your own program can help. And that's what he's talking about. That's what he was talking about in the first half, because it's 10 more minutes ago. He's saying, put these things into practice. And then when you put them into practice, you're going to learn if it's going to work or not. I mean, and he's saying the power is always wherever the people are at. If you teach them how to do this, then you will give them power.
A lot of us running around talking about politics don't even know what politics is. Did you ever see?
Oh, no. I can't skip over that, because he was also hinting at black nationalism. Like, these people who have the dashikis, they'll have all the African names, they'll say all that stuff, but they have nothing put into practice. All they're doing is writing books and try to make money off the people that are suffering. That's what I got from it. If anybody else got anything different, you can always like chime in. Camille, go ahead, Camille. You got your hand up.
All power to the people.
All
Um,
power to the people.
I have a question I was going to ask you about. Could you talk about people who are trying to start these types of programs in their communities? Right now, I've been working with the group that we have here for the Black Lion Party. It's a small group. We're just starting up, but how do you feel about reaching out? Like, we have Clark Atlanta, we have um, Morehouse, we have Spelman, we have a lot of young people who are interested in helping the community, who believe in our cause, who believe in the truth that we are trying to get out there to the youth before they get, I feel, indoctrinated, before they before they get steered in the wrong direction. I know that they want to help with these programs, and I'm wondering, do you reach out in your communities to these types of students or to these types of volunteers to help you build this program?
Yeah, and look, we have to cast a wide net. Wherever the people are at, you have to reach out to them and try to talk to them. We have a couple of college students that are part of our organization. Some of them are away, they're away at school right now. But we do reach out to them. But I think you asked How do you start this program? Did you ask that?
Yes.
All
So
right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yes, I'm trying to, what I am trying to do is make sure that when I start a program in an area where I have enough, um, enough volunteers that can be consistent, because I know it's important for our community's children to have that consistency. And so that we have that continuity that I can pass on to another location once it starts getting larger. But I also want to make sure that we reach out to people in these different areas in our metro Atlanta area and then can continue on past the metro Atlanta area, so that we can make this a statewide project.
All
But
power. All power to the people. Cause look, this everything that we do comes back to the people. You have to you have to give the people what they want. So where I live at, your child care is expensive. People can't afford child care. They can afford like after school program. They can afford sports. They're having problem with housing. There's a lot of gentrification. Like these are the things that are going on in the community. People are hungry. So like, how do you serve those people? Because that's what we are. We serve the people. So whatever the people are dealing with, and you have the ability to help them. Like I played sports growing up. I love sports. So me going into boxing, doing football, doing basketball, I'm already good with that. I can go get some kids and I can go to the park and like there's no money in that. My time is the only thing that's really I mean, but other than that, there's no money, there's nothing. So I found out like I can do it that way. People are hungry. We get food donated to us for us to be able to go out and give it to the community. If you in Atlanta, wherever you're at, we can try to see if we can help you get the food too, to be able to give it out to the community. But it starts with what you're comfortable doing. Start with yourself. If you're comfortable, if you, I don't know what, I don't know if you play chess, I don't care what it is. Whatever you're comfortable doing, try to see if you could use that to bring in some people to help you. And you got to remember one thing. Yo, most people are not interested in what we interested in. They haven't been socialized to be interested in the thing that we care about. So yes, you can go out and cast that wide net and try to recruit people and bring people in. But remember at the end of the day, nobody sees your vision. You're going to have to give them the example for them to follow. You're going to have to show them. Then when you start doing it, then more people are going to start coming and saying like, yeah, I want to be a part of it. But when you first go out and you start, I'm talking about from experience. When you first go out and you're asking people, and what do most people care about? Most people just care about making money. They're trying to make money. They're trying to pay bills. They're going to school for money. Their minds are not where our minds are at. And we gotta accept that. We're like the minority in the society. I mean, so start with what you're comfortable with. Even if you're comfortable, it's cold outside. I don't know what the weather at in Atlanta, but it's cold outside. Even if you have soup, hot soup. Like right now, like the temperature is crazy. So if you have soup that you could just go around and just give it to the people that need it. When they see you doing that, they see the love that you have, they see the action, they're gonna gravitate towards you. Instead of all the rhetoric, just talking, posting stuff. When people see it, they see it for themselves. Like somebody outside hungry, and you walk up with a with a soup or some food and you hand it to them, yo, they're not gonna forget that. Then you do it one time, two times, three times. Yo, their children don't have an after school program, but you're providing it to them. Not only are you helping that child, not only does that child recognize you, but the parents recognize you too. Their family recognize you. Then you go to another one and another one. Yo, it's a way of living. This a way of life. I mean, like Pantherism, everything that we doing, everything that we believe in, it's you. It's part of you. I mean, when you accept it, and when you wrap yourself around it, all these things become easy. Like I said, we just got back. We went to the funeral, whatever. But before, not the funeral. What is that? A wake? We went to the wake. But before the wake, we was at the after school program. This is what we do every day. And matter of fact, so today we got a kindergartner that's in the after school program, and he got in trouble today in school. And he's been coming to the gym now. He's been coming to the after school program for like 3 months now. Not even. Hey, Captain Patience, you here? Where's she at? Yeah, I don't see her either. I don't
Yeah.
see Cat. But be that as it may, he's been coming for a few weeks now, and
I'm waiting.
something happened in school today. His he was acting up in school, so when his father went to get him, he was upset. Remember, he's in kindergarten, so he shut down. So when his father brought him in the gym, his father's trying to talk to him, try to tell him like, "Yo, put your clothes on, get ready." Yo, I'm talking about this kid shut down. He wasn't listening to his father. He wasn't listening to nothing. He was just crying. He wouldn't do nothing. So like I was talking to his father on the side. I mean, I was like, "Yo, it's a process." I mean, right now he's going through that stage where he has to learn discipline. I mean, none of this is new. All the kids do this. He's trying to be defiant. There's nothing to be upset at. Yo, we're gonna deal with this tomorrow, the day after that, the day after that. We gave him a couple of minutes. I started talking to him. I'm asking him like, why are you crying? I'm like, are you in pain? Is there anybody hurting you? He was like, no, but he just kept crying. I mean, so like, I like, you know what? No matter how much you cry, whatever happened has already happened already. It's not going to change anything. I'm like, but it's okay. If you want to cry, go ahead. Let them tears out. But just sit over there and relax. So we left him alone for the rest of the day. Tomorrow when we see him, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna bring it back. Like, how you doing? Is it okay? And then we're gonna explain to him, hey, yo, you can't be doing this in school. You can't be talking back. You can't be disrespectful. You can't be doing whatever. And like, we're gonna hold them to that. So next week, he may get in trouble again. We're going to have that same conversation with him and try to be stern, his father and us. Yo, this is how you work with people. This is how you organize people. Yo, he's in kindergarten. Imagine by the time this kid is in 12th grade and you've had him around all these years. Yo, can't nobody tell him nothing about you. Can't nobody say nothing against you because he knows how much you love him. He knows how much you care about him. I mean, so it's like, you want to know how to start any program? Just start with where you're comfortable at. It doesn't have to be big, and you don't need a whole bunch of people. Yo, you could go by yourself. You could go with one person, two people. Yo, you be the example. You the Fred Hampton. You the Bobby Seale. You the Huey P. Newton. You be that person and watch people gravitate to you because this is what's needed in our communities. I don't care where you're at. We're all suffering. We all need help. We all need childcare. We all need somebody to be there like, yeah, I had kids before. I've been through this before. Don't worry about it. It's normal. All we got to do is just stay disciplined and keep letting him know or her know, like, this is not how you behave as a human being. And like, it may seem small, but this is what organizing is in practice. Go ahead, Megabyte.
Wait 1 second.
Go ahead. My bad, Megabyte. Go
I
ahead.
just want to piggyback off the chairman. As far as college students, when dealing with them, speak to their talents. Speak to what they put them in what they want to do, what they like doing. Because it's hard to get them to do anything different. So if you have a college student that's into photography, give him a job in photography. If he's into doing podcasts, give him a job in podcasts. Speak to their talents because college kids, they're not gonna do nothing they don't want to do.
Megabyte, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, all power to the people.
All positive.
Couple things. First off, I wanted to note that story about the stop signs. That was pre-Black Panther Party. That was before the formation of the party. They were doing those demonstrations of, community self-defense, policing the police, well before they well, not well before, it was kind of on the eve of forming the party, but taking those actions, trying to go through the council meetings or whatever, and finding out that it was unsuccessful, they were putting in this effort, and the lack of success is what led to party formation. Right? I think that's kind of important. That wasn't early Panther activity. That was pre-Panther activity.
All power to the
And then
people.
I also wanted to comment. I wanted to comment for Camille. You're talking about organizing young people. I think it's highly, highly noteworthy. These were college students starting this stuff. Fred Hampton was 21 at the time he was assassinated and had achieved so much in his community. It's got an incredible legacy today. I'm looking at stats of college students enrolled by year. In 1960, there were 3.6 million college students enrolled in the US. By 1970, there were 8 million. It more than doubled. So there was a very big boom in college attendance at this time. We haven't kept doubling up like that. Like in 2018, I'm showing 19.8 million college students. Didn't show me data more recent than that. But I think that there's a kind of a paradigm shift where, the college education boom was happening back then, right? So access to education was new, not even just for Black people, but America as a whole. We didn't have those college institution structures. And I understand the stance against college as necessarily a goal to send people, an institution that doesn't necessarily support us. But when I was in college, we had access to so many organizational resources. They very much promoted club organization and everything, gave us all kind, you could get meeting spaces. You could, in today's age, you can rent out recording rooms to, record speeches or podcasts and stuff. There are so many resources available to college students through their university that I think it's and with the historic trend of some of these revolutionary figures coming out of college age, I think that that's a very resource to tap. And it gives you kind of a revolving door of incoming students. If you can set up a club that acts as youth leadership at a college university, there's going to be incoming students to replace those filtering out. In addition to that, just lost my train of thought. I think there's been a paradigm shift though with the kind of watering down of the value of going to college. Like that go get a 4-year program in engineering and you still end up in retail. And I think there's a paradigm shift where the young people feel extraordinarily unempowered. We're looking at one of the worst job markets in recent history. Um, and they're looking at their future, wondering what the hell they're going to do. A lot of them are looking for something to put on resumes and stuff. But on the flip side of that, we've unempowered our young people. And those young people, I think, need encouragement from us older folks to become the leaders that they can be, but they need to be involved. A child is going to look up more to a 22-year-old, think they're cool, than a 40-year-old. So if you want to encourage helping youth, college students are just such an incredible resource for that. I couldn't recommend tapping into enough.
I agree. I think that, um, and I'm a former teacher. I know that when they see the college kids, I think that they can kind of relate to them. I think that, when they see someone who looks like a mother or a father, that's one thing. But when they see someone that looks like an older brother or an older sister, they feel differently about them. They look at them a little different because they're so close in age, or they see, you know, that a young person can be successful or a young person can be insightful in a way. I think that's important. I appreciate what all of you have said. Thank you very much. All power to the people.
Chairman, if you're going, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I muted myself on when y'all was talking. I forgot to unmute. But Camille, that's how you say your name, Camille, right?
Yes.
Yeah, nah, you're right, Camille. That age difference is big. Is big. But Ibrahim, you had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, just a few scattered thoughts. Hopefully my audio isn't messed up.
It's
But two
perfect. Your audio perfect.
thank you, Jesus. No, but just two thoughts came to mind. I think I was talking two quotes from the miseducation of a Negro. One is that people go to college and get indoctrinated, not educated. And two is Harvard ruined more Negroes than bad whiskey. It's hard to get young people involved. I think it's even harder to get college students involved in this kind of work because it takes them off the trajectory of getting into the labor market in their career field and ascending into like whatever capitalistic career field that they chose. I've dealt with like a lot of college kids. It's a blessing to be able to get them to come in, but it's hard. Another thing is that I say that to say you might have a better chance dealing with the kids that's already in your community that maybe or maybe not enrolled in college. The second thing is the lady was talking about doing some charity work and like trying to get it to be statewide. You do your work, Africa. It's just strictly charity, right? You don't have no structure or no 501c3. It's not a non-for-profit or a not-for-profit, right?
Nah, we don't have no we don't have no nonprofit. We don't get money from the government. It's just us doing it.
Yeah, because we were talking about mutual aid and just doing things with our dollars last week. And like there's two ways to do things. But if you want to do something organically and start and not have the oversight and all of the bureaucracy, that's the best way to do it.
Yes.
I did it with basketball and we like because I play high school basketball and college basketball, I'm like, I want to take these skills and like teach the young people, but I also want to teach them other things, right? How to survive, mostly as a black man living in America, right? But if you put a price to that, you end up getting the wrong kind of people because only a certain type of parent can afford to send their kid to a camp that may be charging like $500 or playing a season that cost and travels and do all that. So we mostly just did it for free. When I hear like statewide and trying to get a bunch of volunteers, I automatically think of somebody that's trying to structure it in a way where you may end up missing the the targeted group that mostly needs the help.
Mm.
I hope y'all understand what I'm saying, right? Like it's easier just to go out and do it without the structure and build it up that way. And I'm not saying the other way is wrong either, but the bureaucracy in that can come down. I mean, we started programs in Indianapolis where somebody took our business model and ran to the Pacers or ran to the mayor's office and got funding, but they wasn't benefiting the kids that needed to be benefited the most, right? They wasn't benefiting the ones that was at the bottom, the most downtrodden. So I agree with you, right? If you see a need in your community, you just start where you are and you start with the strength that you got. If you're good at math, if you're good at science, if you're good at hell, social media, chess, checkers, whatever it is, right? And you just fill in that gap. And then people who see what you're doing and see like the love and the passion that you have for the community, they'll start to volunteer. Like we end up having like 10, 12 people that started to volunteer and help us coach the kids and get the kids from game to game and stuff because people understood what we was doing and they understood that we knew what we were talking about. And then they just start, hey, where can I volunteer? That's all I wanted to say.
All power to the people. Nah,
Can I
those
say
are
something?
yes,
Can I ask?
yes, you can say Saint Camille. What you mean? Go ahead.
What I mean is okay. What I mean is when I say statewide, I don't want to go to the mayor's office or something. But what I want is for communities to find a way for us to operate together, to figure out a way to live our lives the way that we should, the way
Mm,
that we deserve to live together. You
mm.
know, we do have to figure out a way to do that together, right? We're not outnumbered, we're out organized.
All power to the people.
So
Nah. Go ahead. Go
some
ahead, Camille.
I mean that what we do in our smaller groups, what we do in our own communities, like if I figure out how my community can create a garden so that we can alleviate an issue with hunger. If I figure out how do I do that in Atlanta, I want to figure out how I can do that in Savannah. I want to figure out how I can do that in Mableton. I want to figure out how do we do that so that I don't have to depend on some chain grocery store, some chain of this and that, so that I don't have to depend on that. My community has figured out how to do that,
All power to the people.
and we create this way where we do it together.
I got you. I got you. Like we have a garden that we started with the kids. Yo, we just took the space. Yo, where we live at, next door there's an empty lot. Yo, we just went in that lot and took the lot. We took the lot and we know somebody that's a farmer. They brought the dirt to put the stuff. I really don't know how to farm. But somebody came and put the stuff there, and then we brought the kids, and the kids go in there and they were planting strawberries and all kind of different things. There's a couple of ways you could do it. You could do exactly that. But look here, look also, because we saying like we don't mess with the mayor, we don't mess with none of these people, the government. But yo, the original Black Panther Party had people that wrote grants for them to be able to get resources for them to do some of the works that they did in the community. Yo, we not saying don't if the mayor is gonna give you money to do work and to do stuff in the community, we not saying don't take it. That's our money. That's our tax dollars. I mean, we just saying don't depend on that money. That money shouldn't be the end or be all of what we're doing. What we really want is for us to use our money to fund what we doing. So we make sure it's here forever. As soon as somebody, like a few months ago, they were talking about USAID, whatever. They were pulling the money, and all these people were running around talking about we can't do the work we do in the community no more because the government is pulling the money. Then you wasn't doing nothing. You was a government operative. You wasn't working for the people. I mean, we use our bread, we use our money to do the work that we do in the community. We put our skin in the game. I mean, like I'm saying, this stuff is not easy. It's not easy at all. But the more you do it, the more you be around people that's doing the same work, you see how easy it is. You see how much of an impact you could make by just like giving out the soup. Because at the end of the day, you're not just here to just feed people. We're not here to just feed you. We're not here to give you charity. We're not here to just give you childcare. Yo, the reason why we're doing all of that is to bring the people in, to organize the people. That's why we're doing it. We're not a charity organization. We're not. Your charity maintains the status quo. That's what charity does. When Gates and all of these people, they write checks, whatever, they're trying to maintain the status quo. They're not trying to bring about a revolution. They're not trying to organize the people. When we give our food, if I come outside, it's 0 degrees, and I'm handing you a can of soup, I'm trying to get your name. I'm trying to know who you are when I'm gonna see you again. Because most of the time, the first time, I may not come out and be like, hey, yo, let me get your telephone number. Because if you're homeless, most likely you ain't got no phone. I just be like, hey, yo, where I'm gonna see you at? If I want to see you again, where I see you at? They be like, just come right here. Ask for Raheem. I'll be here all the time. Everybody around here know me. And I'm like, all right, boom. All right, I'm gonna come by tomorrow. I mean, but that's all you really doing. You're trying to bring people in so you can start to organize them. I mean, but we
I want to add to that.
go ahead.
In helping people / organizing them, for instance, with the housing program, I helped this mother, went to court with her and she ended up, staying in her home and whatnot. So a few months ago, she called me and she was like, yeah, my friend is going through the same thing. I was like, well, already know what to do. Like we went through this together. You can now go help your friend. And that's what she did. Even though she's not a Panther, she had because she came through us and we was helping her, she has the know-how, the knowledge, and the resources to go help somebody else. And he's going to speak about that later on in the speech, about once you start doing these things, it becomes socialism. And you're doing it and you don't even know you're practicing socialism. But yeah, that's what I have to
All power to the people. And like I said, you can always reach out. Yo, this is what we do. Like, it's not a nuisance because this is who we are. This is what we do every day. I mean, organizing is our way of life. So if somebody call me, I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't call me at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for organizing tips. But like, but if you call me, we always here to help. Let's try to get this last 10 minutes out the way real quick.
something and pull it and you take it as far as you can and it almost outstretches itself and it goes into something else. If you take it so far that it is two things, as a matter of fact, some things, if you stretch it so far, it'll be another thing. Did you ever cook something so long that it turns into something else? Ain't that right? That's what we're talking about with politics. That politics ain't nothing. But if you stretch it so long that it can't go no further, then you know what you got on your hands? You got an antagonistic contradiction. And when you take that contradiction to the highest level and stretch it as far as you can stretch it, you got what you call war. Politics is war without bloodshed, and war is politics with bloodshed. If you don't understand that, you can be a Democrat, Republican, you can be independent, you can be anything you want to. You ain't nothing. We don't want any of those niggas and any of these honkies and nobody else, radicals, or nobody talking about I'm on the independence ticket. That don't mean nothing. Democrats mean you sell out the Democrats. Republican means you sell out the Republicans. Independent means you're out for grabs and you'll sell out to the highest bidder. You understand? We want people who want to run on the People's Party because the people are going to run it whether they like it or not. The people have proved that they can run it. They run it in China. They're going to run it right here. They can call it what they want to. They can talk about it. They can call it communism and think that's going to scare somebody, but it ain't going to scare nobody. We had the same thing happen on 37th Road. They came out to 37th Road where our Breakfast for Children program is and started getting those women who were kind of older, around 58. That's, I call that older because I'm young. I ain't 20, right? Right? But you see, they're going to get them and brainwash them. And you ain't seen nothing until you see one of them beautiful sisters with their hair kind of starting getting gray and they ain't got many teeth and they were tearing them policemen up. They were tearing them up. The pigs would come up to them and say, "You like communism?" The pigs would come up to them and say, "You scared of communism?"
Hey, yo, that's her cop voice. Yo, she really think that's a cop voice. Hey, yo, we gonna let it rock, yo.
And the sisters would say, "No, scared of it? I ain't never heard of it." "You like socialism?" "No, I ain't never heard of it." The pigs, they be cracking up because they enjoy seeing these people frightened of these words. "You like capitalism?" "Yeah, well, that's what I live with. I like it." "You like the Breakfast for the Children program, nigga?" "Yeah, I like it." And the pigs say, oh. The pigs say, "Well, the Breakfast for Children program is socialist program. It's a communistic program." And the women would say, "Well, I tell you what, boy, I've been knowing you since you were knee high to a grasshopper, nigga. And I don't know if I like communism and I don't know if I like socialism, but I know that Breakfast for Children program feeds my kids, nigga. And if you put your hands on that Breakfast for Children program, I'm going to come off this can and I'm going to beat your ass like a..." That's what they be saying. That's what they be saying. And it's a beautiful thing. And that's what the Breakfast for Children program is. A lot of people think it is charity, but what does it do? It takes the people from a stage to another stage. Any program that's revolutionary is an advancing program. Revolution is change. Honey, if you just keep on changing before you know it, in fact, not even knowing what socialism is, you don't have to know what it is. They're endorsing it. They're participating in it. They're supporting socialism. And a lot of people would tell you, well, the people don't have any theory. They need some theory. They need some theory even if they don't have any practice. And the Black Panther tells you that if a man tells you that, he's the type of man who has you buying candy bars and eating the wrapper and throwing the candy away. He'd have you walking east when you're supposed to be walking west. It's true. If you listen to what the pig says, you'll be walking outside when the sun is shining with your umbrella over your head. And when it's raining, you'll be going outside, leaving your umbrella inside. That's right. You got to get it together. I'm saying that's what they have you doing. Now, what do? We say that the Breakfast for Children program is a socialistic program. It teaches the people basically that by practice, we thought up and let them practice that theory and inspect that theory. What's more important, you learn something just like everybody else. Let me try to break it down to you. You see, this brother here goes to school 8 years to be an auto mechanic. And that teacher who used to be an auto mechanic, he tells him, "Well, nigga, you got to go on what we call on the job training." And he says, "Damn, with all this theory I got to go on the job training? What for?" He said, "On the job training, he works with me. I've been here for 20 years, and when I started work, they didn't even have auto mechanics. I ain't got no theory. I just got a whole bunch of practice. What happened? A car came in making a whole lot of funny noise. This brother here go get his book. He on page 1. He ain't got to page 200. I'm sitting here listening to the car. He says, what do you think it is? I say, I think it's the carburetor. He says, no, I don't see anywhere here where it says a carburetor make no noise like that. And he says, how do you know it's the carburetor? I said, well, nigga, with all them degrees, as many as a thermometer, around 20 years ago, 19 to be exact, I was listening to the same kind of noise. And what I did was I took apart the voltage regulator, and it wasn't that. Then I took apart the alternator, and it wasn't that. I took apart the generator brushes, and it wasn't that. I took apart the generator, and it wasn't that. After I took apart all that, I finally got to the carburetor. And when I got to the carburetor, I found that that's what it was. And I told myself that, fool, next time you hear this sound, you better take apart the carburetor first. How did he learn? He learned through practice. I don't care how much theory you got. If it don't have any practice applied to it, then that theory happens to be irrelevant, right? Any theory you get, practice it. And when you practice it, you make mistakes. When you make a mistake, you correct that theory. And then it will be corrected theory that will be able to be applied and used in any situation. That's what we've got to be able to do. Every time I speak in a church, I always try to say something, about Martin Luther King. I have a lot of respect for Martin Luther King. I think he was one of the greatest orators that the country ever produced. And I listen to anyone who speaks well because I like to listen to that. Martin Luther King said that it might look dark sometime, and it might look dark over here on the north side. Maybe you thought the room was going to be packed with people, and maybe you thought you might have to turn some people away, and you might not have enough people here. Maybe some of the people you think should be here are not here, and you think that, well, if they're not here, then it won't be as good as we thought it could happen. And maybe you thought that you need more people here than you have here. Maybe you think that the pigs are going to be able to pressure you and put enough pressure to squash your movement even before it starts. But Martin Luther King said that he heard somewhere that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. And we're not worried about it being dark. He said that the arm of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward heaven. We got Huey P. Newton in jail, and Eldridge Cleaver underground, and Apprentice Bunchy Carter has been murdered. Bobby Hutton and John Huggins have been murdered. And a lot of people think that the Black Panther Party, in a sense, is giving up. But let us say this, that we've made the kind of commitment to the people that hardly anyone else has ever made. We have decided that although some of us come from what some of you would call petty bourgeoisie families, though some of us even one day aspire to be petty bourgeoisie, some of us could be, in a sense, on what you call the mountaintop. We could be integrated into the society, working with the people that we may never have a chance to work with. Maybe we could be on the mountaintop, and maybe we wouldn't have to be hiding when we go to speak places like this. Maybe we wouldn't have to worry about court cases and going to jail and being sick. We say that even though all of those luxuries exist on the mountaintop, we understand that you people and your problems are right here in the valley. We in the Black Panther Party, because of our dedication and understanding, went into the valley knowing that the people are in the valley, knowing that our plight is the same plight as the people in the valley, knowing that our enemies are on the mountaintop. Our friends are in the valley. And even though it's nice to be on the mountaintop, we're going back to the valley because we understand that there's work to be done in the valley. And when we through with this work in the valley, then we got to go to the mountaintop. We're not going to the mountaintop because there's capitalism on the mountaintop. We're going to the mountaintop because there's a motherfucker on that mountaintop that's playing king, and he's been bullshitting us. And we've got to go up on that mountaintop, not for the purpose of living his lifestyle and living like he lives, we've got to go up on that mountaintop to make this motherfucker understand, God damn it, that we are coming from the valley.
All power to the all power to the people. Nah, but in those words, what he's saying, uh, um, in those words and what he's saying, yo, that's what we doing. That's what we living. That's what we practice. Yo, he said something. He said, like you gotta put that theory into practice and then see how that work. And then you fix that theory, you adjust that theory. When we first started doing this in 2009, started working in the community, my idea was, look, if the city see that we can get these children to school, that we could have them all like at 100% going to school in the morning, that if we could show them that they're on the honor roll, we got all these kids on the honor roll, they're gonna adopt the stuff that we doing. They're gonna do what we doing. It took us a couple of years, maybe 5, 6, 7, to understand they don't care. They don't care about the children learning. They don't care about them going to school. They don't care about them being on the honor roll. It took us a while. We had to, after
You
we put,
messing up their prison population.
yeah, exactly. We had to go through the practice. We had to put it into practice, and after that, that's when we said, because we had a nonprofit. My Facebook name is Ma'at MYS. That used to be the name of our nonprofit, Ma'at Youth Services. This is like what, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we had that nonprofit. But we noticed that nobody was giving us money. Nobody was donating to it because we was telling the kids actually things that would be beneficial to them. We were actually doing like saving lives. And they was looking at us like we was crazy. And this is another part. They're not going to fund what you're doing unless they own it. Unless they could put their stamp on it, their face on it. And they're not going to fund it. You see, that's what we've learned in practice. So now when we're doing the work in the community, we don't even go to these people to ask them for anything. Because we understand that's not what they're here to do. But remember, in the beginning, we thought, once they see how successful we are, they're going to adopt us. Ibrahim, we were coaching so much. We was coaching AAU outside of the school system. The school system decided to bring us into the school system. And they had the kids that we had in our program, they brought them into the school. Then they allow us to run our program in the school. The varsity, JV, freshmen were all on the honor roll. They were all coming to school. This is in the heart of North, the worst communities in the state. These people didn't care. They didn't care we was doing all of that. In fact, I had to go to court because one of the teachers was upset that we was coming to school early in the morning because we called it a breakfast program where the kids came in and they worked out before they went to school because everything's based off discipline. Your hard work. You're not going to defeat these people if you don't work harder than them. You're not going to win on the basketball court unless you work harder than them. So while everybody's getting up eating cereal, you inside that gym getting up some shots, getting up 500 to 1,000 shots before you go to school. When you get out of school, the first place we go is the study hall. Everybody do their homework, varsity, JV, freshman. Then we get on the basketball court. Every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. When the report cards came, when the attendance thing came, everybody was in school. I'm talking about like, they were faster like, I don't think this ever happened before. But you're not going to make the news. They're not taking you down City Hall. They'll be like, look what they did. Because that goes against what they're trying to do. At that time, they were trying to bring charter school, privatize the school. So they were trying to break up the whole city, have kids going to school all around the city just so they could fill up this charter school. They didn't care about the kids being on the honor roll. I got those pictures somewhere. I got the picture of the dean's list because they posted it in the hallway. And I walked past and I took the picture because I knew how hard we had worked to achieve that. But nobody else cared. So after all of that, I'm like, man, I'm not going to City Hall. I'm not going to none of these politicians. I'm not going to these businesses. I'm not talking to them about nothing. Anything we going to do it on our own. And that was the practice part, man. But yeah, man, yo, we done for this week, man. If anybody got some, talk to me. But remember, if you came in last, the first thing we talked about was the mass line. And the mass line is basically going on. Oh, I already turned it off already. I mean, but the mass line is basically going to the people, just like what Fred Hampton said, and showing the people how to liberate themselves, how to fight for themselves. I mean, and when they say mass line, it's for everybody. You know what I mean? It's not just for us, it's for the masses of the people. That's why it's called a mass line. But yeah, but anybody got something?
One thing, Chairman. You see the hoodie the chairman have on? We got them for sale.
We got them for Ayo, tell Poppy to bring that hat. Ayo, hey Muta, bro. I need my patches, B. I need my patches, dog. You frozen.
Hey, brother, I just came on to learn some stuff. You ain't got to put me on blast like that, brother. I came to learn. I came to be a part of the class. All power to the people.
Hey, Jeremy. Ayo, he do this. He did this panther right here. We're gonna put this on all our leather coats. So when the lion party, if y'all need some stuff done, he do all of that.
That's a leather patch.
Nice.
Yeah, this a leather patch right here. I'm gonna put this right here somewhere. Hey, yo, cause I can't use this hat. It's too small, bro. This hat too small, son. It's too small, son.
Well, it's good.
It's too small.
That's how it's supposed to fit, Africa.
It like a condom on my head.
I know that fact.
Nah, like I got a condom. I'm not all this right here, my boy. But word up. I love the patch though. I'm about to take the patch off and I'm gonna put on the leather coat. You heard?
Get a hat to somebody else. I'll make you some patches, B.
Hey, yo, my son took the hat. My son be wearing it.
How can we order a patch?
But yeah.
You want Camille? What you say, Camille?
What'd you say, Camille?
How can we order a patch?
There you go, right there.
No, please contact Africa. He's in Africa.
Camille, you got my contact info?
I have your IG.
You have my IG?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yo, you got a pen or anything right there?
Poppy,
Let me type it.
Oh, 862.
862-283-9918. 862-283-9918. Yo, hit me up, man. And when you're ready, Jeremy, to get your stuff, hit me up. He do good work, man. Now, man. But
yeah, $40 for the kids, $45 for the adults.
For the adults. And like you said, Camille, like doing all this stuff, like, yeah, you might have to get stuff like this to fund the stuff you're doing. Because, like, we pay for the hoodies, and we use them to help fund some of the stuff that we're doing in the community. Because, like, people want to donate. People always send us messages how we donate. It'll just get a hoodie. So now we're killing two birds with one stone. You're promoting the organization, and you're helping us with the work that we're doing. I mean, so yeah.
And in the summertime, we sell grilled food.
Yeah, in the summertime, we sell grilled food. We do all kind of stuff, whatever we can to try to bring the money in. Because, like, we got to do this ourselves. And we know how hard this stuff is, man. But be that as it may, yo, we done for today.
All power to the people. Chairman, is there any chance that I could get the materials for the next lesson so that I can, do some research, bring some supplemental info?
Hey, yo, bro, hey, Megabyte, every single show is on YouTube. Yo, we just be doing this on replay. Because after we graduate this cohort, we're going to start it all over again. Yo, that's why sometimes I just play the audio. Because I'm saying the same things in the video.
So, Megabyte, on YouTube, it's listed. It says Bobby Hutton political education class from week 1 all the way to week 13. And it's several different cohorts. But it's basically all the same.
Like 5-6 years of shows are on there.
Just go on YouTube and pick anyone out.
So this is week 4, right?
This is week
So next week is, guess what next week is, Megabyte?
What's next week? Week 5?
Yo, you some motherfucking genius, baby. You a genius, Megabyte. Fucking week 5, man. But now, till next time, all power to the people. I live. Hey, what you cooking, Muta?
You see what's in the chat?
Oh, salmon and sweet potato fries, man.
I'm about to pull up. I'm about to pull up, fat boy.
Right? I'm packing right now. Where are we going? I'm hungry.
All power to the people, y'all.